Have you ever wondered what it is about some men that makes women want to be with them all the time? What mysterious traits do they have that make them so appealing and hard to forget? Today, we're going to talk about the actions and traits that make a man not only stand out, but also be unforgettable to a woman. We'll look at how you can combine timeless Stoic virtues with modern allure to capture and keep her interest, from the way you talk to her to the small gestures that say a lot. Are you ready to become irresistibly appealing and impossible for her to ignore? If you like what we're talking about, please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified of more material that could change the way you navigate the world. In this video, we talk about the art of shifting conversations. Imagine being in the middle of a conversation with someone when all of a sudden the energy drops. You can feel the excitement fading, and it feels like a slow descent into silence. But then, as if by instinct, the other person changes the subject, bringing new life to the conversation. This is called skillful conversation switching, and it's a powerful way to make sure you're never ignored, especially by women. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the ability to remain present and adaptable in any situation. This applies directly to conversations if you want to stand out, never be ignored, and always be understood. Focus on the conversation at hand. Just like the Stoics believed in staying calm in the face of chaos, you can keep a conversation going even when it seems to be losing its spark. But how do you do this? It's all about timing your attention and reading the room, or person in this case. Stoicism teaches us to be aware of our surroundings, our thoughts, and others' emotions. Use this in your conversations, and you'll be able to tell when the current topic has run its course. A Stoic man is calm, aware, and always ready to change, just like you should be in conversations. If you think the subject of work has been talked about for too long and people are losing interest, you can move to a personal story, an interesting fact, or even a fun debate. Adding something new and relevant to the conversation keeps it interesting and dynamic. A man who can easily switch topics shows that he's socially aware, intellectually flexible, and confident. This works so well because it shows that you're not just talking about yourself, you're actively listening to her, picking up on cues of what interests or bores her, and then steering the conversation accordingly. This level of attention builds a strong connection, making her feel valued and understood. In fact, women often find it irresistible when a man genuinely cares about their thoughts and feelings, and this ability to guide a conversation is a subtle but profound way to show that. Remember that skillful conversation. It's not about randomly switching topics. It's about creating a rhythm where the conversation feels natural and flowing. Think of it as being in tune with the moment. By staying attuned, you make sure that the conversation never stops, which keeps you interesting and involved throughout. So the next time you're in a conversation, pay attention, shift gears when you need to, and watch as your presence becomes unforgettable. By mastering conversation switching, you embody the calm, aware, and adaptable nature that the Stoics valued, and trust me, women will notice. As we've looked at the art of shifting conversations, it's important to think about how deeply this practice aligns with the Stoic principles. In life, just like in conversations, we must be aware, flexible, and mindful of the flow, just like the Stoics told us to stay present and in charge. Being able to guide a conversation smoothly shows how self-aware and attentive you are. Think about how you can use this skill in your own interactions. Are you really listening, reading the room, and responding in ways that keep the conversation going? Being aware of this, along with the right timing and subtlety, can turn your conversations into meaningful exchanges that leave a lasting impression. With that in mind, let's move on to the next point that will help you handle interactions with more confidence and finesse. Number 2, expressing feelings clearly. What does it feel like to be the type of man a woman never forgets? Someone she is drawn to and feels deeply connected with. It's not just about looks or charm, having faith. It's much more than that. It's something that many don't forget: the power of emotional expression. It's not enough to just say what you think. You need to express the depth of your feelings with clarity, honesty, and care. Once you master this skill, no one will ever ignore you again. Now let's add the wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy based on self-awareness and emotional mastery. Stoics taught that we should understand and control our emotions, not hide them. Instead, they said that we should talk about them in a way that makes sense to ourselves and others. A man who can talk about his emotions combines the strength of Stoic resilience with the vulnerability of emotional honesty, and this balance is irresistible. By being emotionally articulate, you challenge the idea that men are emotionally unavailable that society often has of them. You're not just talking to her, you're letting her into your inner world. This shows her that you're more than just a person who reacts to the world around them. You're someone who understands his feelings, and she will never forget that about you. Consider this. When you talk about your wants, worries, or dreams in a calm and sure voice, you invite her to enter your thoughts. Being so open fosters trust, which is the foundation of any lasting connection. When you clearly express what's in your heart, you're offering a glimpse of your true self. And in doing so, you're signaling that you're someone who can be counted on, especially in difficult times. You become a man she can lean on, not because you never falter, but because you have the emotional strength to navigate those storms. With her, Stoicism teaches us the value of active listening as well, which is a crucial part of emotional articulation. It's not enough to speak. Real connection comes from listening deeply to her feelings and responding with empathy. This creates an unspoken bond, a space where both of you feel understood. It's in these moments that a woman will realize you are different. You are a man who listens with intent, responds with compassion, and leads with emotional intelligence. By cultivating this skill, you not only become more attractive, but you also lay the foundation for a meaningful, enduring relationship. A man who masters emotional articulation and can calmly express his emotions without being overwhelmed by them stands out as rare. By doing this, you show that you can handle the complexities of any relationship, not by avoiding conflict or emotion, but by embracing them with clarity and control. In doing so, you make yourself someone she can't ignore, someone she feels safe with, and someone she'll always come back to. Start practicing this today. It's more than just words. It's about connecting on a level that will ensure you'll always have a place in her mind and heart. Please think about how this fits in with your plan to become the best version of yourself. Mastering how to express your emotions is not just a skill. It's also a way of thinking that makes you stand out and connect more deeply with the people around you. If this sounds like you, type mental state. Share your thoughts on how mastering this has changed your relationships or how you plan to use it in the future in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos on Stoic wisdom and emotional intelligence in relationships. Now let's move on to point 3, unexpected knowledge sharing. Imagine you're sitting across from her and the conversation is flowing. Suddenly you say something that completely changes the dynamic. You reveal something she didn't expect, a hidden depth that makes her pause and see you in a new light. This is what can make a man stand out. Unforgettable. One of the best ways to make sure you're never forgotten is to show that there's always more to learn. Sharing information in unexpected ways is one of the most effective ways to do this. Now this is where Stoicism comes in. As a Stoic, you know how important it is to control your reactions and the way you present your knowledge. This isn't about impressing her to get approval, but about giving her something meaningful and real, that comes from your own quiet confidence. When you share unexpected knowledge, like an odd hobby, a love of philosophy, or expertise in a niche subject, you show more of who you are without bragging. You're not looking for praise. It just shows how curious you are and that you are a guy who is always learning and growing. Women are drawn to this because it breaks the mold in a world where most conversations feel routine. Telling her something that really surprises her makes the conversation more interesting. It opens the door to new topics, ideas, and even ways of thinking. It also shows that you're not just trying to impress her with your good looks. You want to engage her mind, pique her interest, and show her the kind of man who thrives on seeking wisdom. The great thing about this method is how subtle it is. You don't force the talk to be about your knowledge, and you don't flood her with facts either. Instead, you weave them in naturally, like a storyteller revealing chapters at just the right time. This creates a sense of mystery. You keep her interest by making her want to know more about you, but be careful about how you share this information. Approach these revelations with humility and a genuine interest in the subject, not for how it might make you look. This isn't about ego, it's about connecting on a deeper, more meaningful level where both of you can learn from each other. Ultimately, sharing unexpected knowledge in the calm, collected manner of a Stoic invites her into a richer, more engaging interaction. You're no longer just a man she's talking to. You're someone who broadens her perspective. You're someone who offers more than just conversation, a deep understanding, and a real link. Sharing unexpected information can be very powerful. Now it's time to take a moment to think about your own exchanges. How often do you share something surprising about yourself? Are you talking about things that are on the surface, or are you making time for people to see more of who you are? Stoicism tells us that knowledge and wisdom are not for show, they are for growth and connection. Think about how you can bring that quiet strength into your conversations so that they have an impact that lasts without having to be validated by sharing real insights and surprising facts. You're not only being heard, but also getting her full attention in a way that stays with her long after the talk is over. With that in mind, let's move on to the next strategy, which builds on how to improve your interactions. Even more, number 4, pursuing dual hobby growth. When you start learning a new skill together, it's not just about picking up a hobby, it's also about showing the Stoic trait of embracing challenges. Being patient and disciplined is important when you and your partner try something new together, like learning a new language, painting, or cooking. By doing this, you are committing to your own growth and the growth of your relationship. When you push yourselves out of your comfort zones by learning something new together, you're both practicing resilience, which is a virtue that Stoicism promotes. You're training not only your mind and hands in this new hobby, but also your emotional capacity to support each other through problems, frustrations, and small failures. In the end, this shared experience is an investment in strengthening the relationship. This kind of dedication to personal and shared growth through a new hobby from a man sends a strong message. I want to grow and change, and I can do that with you by my side. Women aren't likely to pass up a guy who doesn't just stay the same and wants to try new things and grow in the relationship. This creates a special emotional closeness as you become each other's teacher, teammate, and motivator. Doing 2 different hobbies. Using the ideas of Stoicism to learn makes your relationship stronger. You're not only learning a new skill, but you're also learning how to deal with the ups and downs of life together. Celebrating successes and even laughing at your mistakes builds a bond based on mutual respect and admiration. These times of shared vulnerability show her that you're the type of man who takes life head-on, who thrives on progress, and who isn't afraid of change. And don't forget the fun and creativity. Doing something new for fun is fun, sparks new ideas, and keeps the relationship interesting. Every small step you take toward mastery together becomes a story, a memory, a thread in the tapestry you're making together. This is what keeps the relationship alive and stops it from dying. The dying spark that makes so many people drift apart. When you learn together, it helps you stay in the present, enjoy the process, and see the time you spend together as a chance to grow and become more than you were before. Just a partner in crime. You become a partner on the journey of life, where both of you are always changing, and that's something that no woman will ignore. She will enjoy the partnership, the shared growth, and the deeper connection you made through this simple but powerful act of having two hobbies. By committing to learning and growing together, you're not only making new memories, you're also building a relationship that's dynamic, resilient, and unforgettable. As you can see, dual hobby learning isn't just about picking up a new skill. It's about fostering growth and resilience both individually and as a couple. It's a shared journey that strengthens the bond between you and your partner. Now, before we move on to the next point, I want to hear from you. Have you and your partner ever tried learning something new together? If so, what was it like? If so, let me know what you think. Just type "Growth happens outside the comfort zone" in the comments below. Your ideas and experiences can help other people find their own way to growth. Number 5. She fits into her own comfort zone. You and her chemistry are obvious, but then something changes. There's a small, almost imperceptible shift in her body language, like a slight stiffening of her shoulders or a flicker of doubt in her eyes. Most men would ignore it. If you've developed the mind of a true Stoic, you'll know that how you react to these situations determines whether she remembers you or not. In relationships, being able to recognize and adapt to her comfort zone isn't just about physical space. It's also about understanding her emotional landscape. It's the delicate art of knowing when to step back, when to lean in, and when to invite her to explore new horizons with you. When you respect her boundaries while simultaneously offering the chance for growth together, you're no longer just another guy. You are the man she can't avoid. Stoicism teaches us that being in charge of our own actions is the best way to get through life. When you apply this to your relationship with her, you show her that you are not reactive, but thoughtfully adaptive by paying attention to her spoken and unspoken cues and watching how she reacts to different topics, places, or activities. This isn't about being passive. It's about skillfully steering the relationship while keeping a calm and assured demeanor. You are present, you are aware, and you are always ready to make changes that will make her feel not only seen, but deeply understood. But here's where the balance comes in. You're still respecting her comfort zone. You're also the one who encourages her to step outside of it in a way that makes her feel safe and excited. Slowly introduce her to new experiences that are a little different from what she usually likes, but still fit with her values and interests. Maybe it's a new kind of restaurant with food she hasn't tried before, or an activity that pushes her limits just enough to make her curious without scaring her. Think of it as a journey you're both on together, but you're in charge of the navigation. By doing this, you're showing her that life with you is a balance of safety and adventure. You're the man who can make her feel safe while also giving her the thrill of new experiences. When a woman looks at you, this mix of thoughtfulness and a touch of the unexpected draws her in. Unforgettable men can both stay in their comfort zone and show her new things without forcing their will on her. Stoicism tells us that staying calm no matter what is going on around us is a virtue. When she sees that you are steady, attentive and tuned into her, you become the person she turns to in times of joy and times of uncertainty. In every interaction you have with her, You build trust by showing that you can read between the lines, that you understand her needs, and that you are willing to gently push the boundaries together. This makes her feel safe, valued, and intrigued all at the same time. When a woman feels that level of security and excitement, she won't ignore you. She'll go out of her way to find you. Finding happiness and humor in everyday things is one of the most powerful ways to make sure you're never forgotten and to build a relationship that lasts. This way of thinking naturally draws people in because it's full of contentment and shows that happiness isn't tied to big actions or expensive experiences, but to the little things that most people miss in their daily lives. When you live this way of thinking, you show a view on life that's deeply attractive because it's refreshing and based on a genuine sense of peace and satisfaction. Stoicism's core ideals say that the search for peace and inner happiness is paramount. When a man can find humor in the mundane, laugh at life's little quirks, and share those moments of joy, he communicates more than just a fun-loving attitude. He shows that he is unattached to superficial desires and is at peace with whatever life throws his way. He doesn't need lavish distractions or the approval of others to be happy. This makes him incredibly attractive because it reflects strength and independence of mind traits that make him resilient and deeply appealing. Imagine two people sharing an unexpected laugh over a small mishap, or finding humor in a simple observation. These moments may seem trivial, but they create powerful emotional bonds. In fact, these shared experiences often become the most cherished memories, not because of their grandeur, but because they reflect a deeper connection, a recognition that life's true joy often lies in its simplicity. In the context of a relationship, this ability to be light-hearted and joyful without needing anything external allows a woman to feel relaxed, appreciated, and deeply connected. Stoicism teaches that we must focus on what we can control: our mindset, our reactions, and our ability to find peace in any circumstance. When you show that you can laugh easily, even in imperfect situations, it signals to a woman that you are grounded, present, and not weighed down by unnecessary anxieties. You are fully engaged in the now, appreciating life as it is. This light-heartedness and ability to live in the moment make you approachable and easy to be around, creating a space where happiness flows naturally without pressure. Furthermore, laughter in simplicity is a powerful tool for strengthening emotional intimacy. When you can laugh together, you break down barriers, build trust, and create a shared language of joy. It shows that you are not rigid or overly serious, but adaptable and open to life's unpredictability. This kind of connection fosters a sense of security, because it reassures others that you're capable of navigating life's ups and downs with a positive, balanced mindset. By cultivating the ability to find laughter in the simple moments, you demonstrate a profound zest for life. You show that you know how to make every moment count, drawing people toward your positive energy and making you men who radiate this kind of joy are especially attractive to women who want to be remembered. It shows that the man is at peace with himself and that peace is irresistible in its essence. When you embrace laughter in simplicity, you embody one of the key tenets of Stoicism, finding joy and contentment within, regardless of external circumstances. This makes you stand out as a man who is not only self-sufficient, but also deeply present and capable of making a fulfilling, meaningful connection. By mastering this, you become the kind of man who is never ignored and who leaves a lasting impression, not through extravagance, but through the effortless power of being fully alive in every moment. Before we move on to the next point, please let me know what you think. What's a small, seemingly unimportant event that made you laugh recently? If this message speaks to you, drop "joy is in the simple things" in the comments. Let's enjoy the funny times that teach us that life doesn't have to be big to be meaningful. Number 7. Give praise with care. Mastering the art of giving thoughtful praise is one of the most powerful ways to make sure that a woman will never forget about you or ignore you while building a deep and lasting connection. These compliments aren't about how pretty she is or what she's wearing. Instead, they focus on her intelligence, kindness, strengths, and unique skills. When you follow this Stoic principle in your interactions with her, you send a clear message that you see her not just for what she looks like, but for who she really is, and appreciate the work she puts into her life. This is much more powerful than flattery. In the study of Stoicism, we learn how important it is to focus on a person's internal virtues over their external appearances. Stoicism is a philosophy that values the content of one's character more than their material or physical attributes. The kindness she shows to others and the things she works hard to achieve make her feel deeply understood and valued. Imagine someone complimenting her on how she thoughtfully deals with problems or how she always manages to make others feel at ease. These mindful compliments are about recognizing the core of who she is, her mind, her heart, and her spirit. Being specific takes compliments to the next level. For example, instead of saying something like, "You're smart," tell her how much you admire her ability to stay calm and resourceful in tough situations, or how her unique view of life makes you think more deeply. This kind of specific, thoughtful praise doesn't just hit her for a moment. It stays with her. You leave a lasting effect because it shows that you see her for who she is, and that's not often seen. Compliments that are based on her core values and qualities make her feel better about herself more than words that are only about how she looks. This approach, which is based on the Stoic idea of valuing internal virtues, leads to a deep emotional connection. Mindful compliments also create an atmosphere of appreciation within a relationship. Focusing on what really matters, the things that make her unique, encourages her to do the same, and it creates a space where both of you feel seen, appreciated, and understood. It's about building a strong foundation of respect, admiration, and emotional intimacy, where you both value each other beyond the physical realm. Looking past looks and giving her thoughtful, specific praise will make her feel safe and valued. She will never forget the man who saw her for more than just her looks. She'll remember you as the man who valued her for her inner strength, intelligence, and unwavering spirit. That kind of recognition is rare, and it's something that no woman can easily ignore as we think about the art of giving thoughtful compliments. Take a moment to think about how often you really see the people around you for the good traits that make them who they are, not just how they look. Stoicism teaches us to value what is meaningful and long-lasting, and this is a great example of this. If you compliment someone on a deeper level, you connect with them on a deeper level than just a surface level. Ask yourself, are you paying attention to what's important? Are you aware of the stress levels, resilience, and intelligence of the people you deal with? Being mindful not only makes relationships stronger, it also makes you stand out as someone who sees and values what others often don't. Listening to understand, not just to respond, is the 8th key insight that will improve your ability to engage and leave a lasting impression. Imagine you're having a conversation, but instead of waiting for your turn to speak, you're fully present, absorbing every word, every emotion, and the subtle nuances behind what's being said. This isn't just passive listening, it's an art, a rare skill that instantly sets you apart from the crowd in a world where everyone wants to be heard. Mastering the Stoic practice of listening to understand rather than just to respond can make you unforgettable. Think about it. When you listen this way, you're not just hearing words, you're engaging with the person's mind and heart. You're taking in their emotions, fears, desires, and hidden intentions. Stoicism teaches us that self-control leads to knowledge. In this case, resisting the urge to respond right away will help you connect with them more deeply. You pause, think, and then respond with purpose, showing that you're not just interested in your own thoughts, but also in hers. Women, like everyone else, want to be understood. When you listen carefully without jumping in with your own opinion, you show undeniable respect. Ask questions that show you're interested in her world. Explore her feelings without judging them, and think about what she's said. This shows that her thoughts are important and worth considering. This way of talking to someone says, "I see you, I hear you, and I respect what you have to say." When a woman feels truly heard, she won't ignore you. She'll see you as someone who doesn't just talk, but also knows how to listen, which is a rare skill that makes you stand out in her mind right away. By taking this stoic approach to listening, you improve the quality of your interactions. You become the kind of man who isn't just waiting to talk, but is fully engaged in understanding and connecting. This is the kind of presence that captivates and commands attention, making sure that you are never overlooked or forgotten. So remember, the next time you're in a conversation, it's not about what you say, it's about how you listen. As we wrap up today's discussion of the magnetic qualities that make a man truly unforgettable to a woman, we've looked at the subtle art of conversation, the subtleties of emotional intelligence, and the unexpected charm of sharing knowledge. Each of these elements, along with the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, gives you a way to not only catch her attention, but also keep it deep and honestly from understanding. How important it is to be flexible in chats so that she can stay in her comfort zone and talk about her feelings in a clear and honest way. It's not just about attraction. These methods are also about making a deep connection that hits you on many levels. The pursuit of two hobbies grows, finding humor in everyday things and giving with awareness. Thanks, praise and compliments are all parts of building a relationship that is full of mutual respect, growth and happiness. Being a man who is never ignored means developing a presence that is both self-aware and sensitive to the subtleties of human interaction. It means being present, thoughtful, and genuinely engaged with life and the people you care about. If you found these ideas helpful and inspiring, please like this video and subscribe for more content like this. Don't forget to click the bell icon to stay up to date on our latest posts. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so please leave a comment below and share your point of view. Also, watch the recommended videos on screen to learn more about how to apply Stoic virtues to your daily life and relationships. Your path to becoming a memorable person in someone's life is just starting, and we're here to help you every step of the way. Thanks for joining us, and remember that the path to true charisma is a path of always getting better and making real connections.